What is up, my fellow Marvel Rivals gamers? Have you wanted to do this? Well, today I'll show you just how to become one with the Panther and become an unkillable tickling machine. And by the end, I may just have you moving so fast with Mr. T'Challa that you can't even be hit nor seen by the bots that plague this game. With well over 500 hours in this game already, 100 of which are with Black Panther, and being a Celestial PC player, having solo queued most of my games with him, I think I'm in a decent position to make a tutorial. But if there's anything I should have included or missed, please let me know down below in the comments, and feel free to hit that subscribe button. So, some things to note before we get into the tips and tricks as well as the combos of Black Panther is the ranges of his ability. Too many times have I gotten killed because I just missed my dash by a few inches or my spear doesn't quite reach the enemies in time. So speaking of that, it's very important to note that the dash only has a maximum range of 15 meters, whereas the spear has a maximum range of almost 45 meters. Now that we got that out of the way, it's time to move on to the basics of Black Panther, which are quite simple. You're going to want to throw your spear or use your spinning kick ability in order to place something known as a vibranium mark on the enemies. This essentially will allow you to use your dash on them and get your dash back with 0 cooldowns. Which, if you played against a Black Panther or have had a Black Panther on your team, you know that's where most of his damage comes from. So, it's really simple. Spear, dash, spinning kick, dash. By the end of this, you will not have no more dashes. But that's fine. This is where Panther's alt Bass Descent can come in handy. Not only does this launch a giant panther towards the direction you're facing and deals a ton of damage, but this also will give you his dash back, allowing you to continue comboing the enemies into an eternity of hell. So, now that we have the basics down, this is where you can start getting a little more creative with them. For example, if you're looking to quickly pick up maybe a support or a DPS with less than 250 health points, and then just get out of a fight, you'll want to do this. Instead of the combo I mentioned earlier, you can spear, dash. This will do exactly 250 damage and allow you to save your spinning kick as another dash out of the fight. Now that you know the basics of Panther, as well as the main combo and the alternative combo for picking off single targets, we're now going to go into the tips of Panther, and we're going to start off with possibly the best tip in this video. And that is, when engaged in a team fight as Panther, try to use his spear on multiple targets. If you succeed in doing so, please, for the love of God, try not to dash through multiple targets with one dash. This will get rid of all their marks and only give you 1 to 2 dash resets. Instead, try to dash through each enemy one at a time. If done 100% correctly, you can technically get 6 dash resets off each spear you toss. If you manage to hit 6 people with your spinning kick, you can then get 6 more dashes. After that's done, if you have Black Panther's ultimate ability and you somehow hit the entire team with it, this will give you another 6 dashes. And finally, after executing all of that correctly, you should then have your first spear back for an additional 6 dashes. Obviously, this won't happen every single team fight, but if you do this correctly, you can get 30 dash resets per team fight. Panther is ultimately the best hero for getting in and out quickly, which is exactly how you'll want to use this guy. Target the backline or squishy characters and get out. Do not get greedy if you engage in a fight and can't pick anyone off. 9 times out of 10, this will result in you dying and your team having a 5v6 the next upcoming team fight. I mean, just look at how quickly Panther can take on Peter Parker. It is absolutely crucial to know where the medkits are on almost all the maps. Majority of the time, you'll be away from your team, being an absolute pain in the ass for the enemy team, which means your supports likely aren't going to be able to get their heals to you. This is where the medkits come in. Before we move on, I wanted to put in a little bonus tip, and that is, don't be afraid to throw in a little melee in between your combos. This will help you maximize Panther's damage and kill the opposing team just that much quicker. Plus, I feel like I rarely see any Panther players doing this. After all this and a little practice, you should be on your way to Lord Panther, and possibly carpal tunnel from whipping your wrist around so insanely fast. Also, side note, if you're on controller, you're likely going to have to up your sensitivity if you want your effectiveness to be 100% with Black Panther.